Before the pandemic, the way that I dealt with my mental health so I didn't have to think about it was like, I will just spend all the time I can not with myself. I would hang out with friends. I always found if there was a networking event I could go to, I went to it. If there was a class I could take, I went to it. If my friend wanted to go see a movie I didn't want to see, I would go see it because it was something to do. I wanted to keep going and not stop. And I've learned when the pandemic happened, when that lockdown happened and I realized I couldn't leave my house, like to go see friends the normal way, to go do the events, everything was canceled. I had to actually sit and learn to be with myself and learn to be exhausted with myself. That was rough. And that still is rough to this day. Like what I have learned within this is that I have a lot of things that I haven't really sat down with myself and done the inner work and done the inner child work to really just be okay with being alone with myself. I think I've become more comfortable with it. Tired, very tired, but I'm happier now to be able to be like, when the pandemic subsides and we're able to go out again, like I can kind of have that choice. I don't just have to fill my day. I can do what I want to that will bring me the joy and energy, and also know that I can find joy and energy being on my own as well.
You know, it's so funny how you say you had to kind of sit with yourself. Most of my life, I've been chronically lonely, so it's been nothing but sitting with myself. It's actually the biggest reason why my imagination is what it is. I used my imagination as an escape. Yes, there were moments where divorced parents, I was at my mom's house, which was the primary full-time parent, and thus I was seeing the kids at school every day, but I didn't really have friends. You know, I didn't really have people to talk to. And then I would go to my father's house, and due to parents being parents at times, other than cousins, I didn't really have anybody to talk to at times for entire weekends. So I already had this practice, perfecting being alone, perfecting loneliness. I moved away, moved to Florida, gained friends, you know, I started going out with my friends. I have friends, what are these? And then they all went to college, and all of a sudden I was alone again. And so once again, now as an adult, I had to perfect the art of being alone. So when the pandemic hit, I was in this position where I'm now a fully grown adult. I pay taxes now. I'm a fully grown adult, and I was finally getting over so much trauma from high school. I was performing again. I was seeing friends. I had friends again. And all of a sudden now I can't leave my house. Just like how when I was a little kid, I couldn't leave my father's. And back when I was an early 20-something-year-old, I had no friends to go and visit. At first, I was afraid because I was like, are all of the coping mechanisms that I have developed about to go out the window? Because I was saved from my loneliness. And then all of a sudden I just fell back into all the old routines, walking around in circles and singing to myself, you know, throwing myself into work. The pandemic, I don't think it exacerbated my loneliness. I think it just brought it all back up to the surface of what I've already gone through. So me handling the pandemic, me handling my chronic loneliness, there's no difference, no change of being stuck within these four walls and being stuck within the four walls that I've been stuck in different various times of my life.
I think what I'm hearing from both of you that I can relate to is that living through a pandemic and having to spend a lot of time alone and having your support system kind of shaken up, it really does test your coping mechanisms for better or for worse. Yeah.